Make self-care great again this summer with All Good by Jessica Storm. Head outside with All Good's Bug Out Balm full of citronella, eucalyptus, and lavender oils to naturally repel little critters, and tallow sunscreen with no nano zinc oxide for natural sun protection. No mystery ingredients here. Just 100% clean, organic ingredients with purpose. And if the sun has your hair feeling a little dry, show it some extra love with the Tallow Hair Mask. Everything is handcrafted in small batches by Jessica in the great state of Florida with quality and simplicity at the heart of it. While you're there, join the new rewards program and you'll earn points for purchases, reviews, shares, and Instagram follows, even for referring your friends. So head over to badlandsmedia.tv/allgood and use the code Badlands to get yourself a discount on your entire purchase and support the creators at Badlands Media. June 25th through the 28th, Badlands Media is headed back to Deadwood, South Dakota for the 12th stop on the Great American Restoration Tour. Get your GART 12 tickets today at badlandsmedia.tv/events.
Science proves that a healthy immune system is the body's first defense against the smallest of ailments to the most catastrophic. Coriolus versicolor is the most sought-after, all-natural supplement for both humans and pets to help boost the immune system. There are over 400 studies worldwide on its effectiveness in humans, including Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, MD Anderson Cancer Center, and now from the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine. Together, we can help reverse this terrible tide now plaguing our loved ones and give them the immune-boosting supplements that they need.
He changed his shirt 3 times before he left. Tried on a smile that didn't
Everybody
fit
saves.
quiet.
Everybody.
Like they
Even
knew.
me?
Especially you.
You mean I just have to use a promo code to get the discount?
BB truly is an idiot.
He had to earn it anyway. Come as you are. That's who we're waiting for. You don't need a different face walking through that door. Come as you are. You were right up from the start. Soft disclosures for
Hi, fellas. What year is it?
soft disclosures for everybody.
The ideas that gave birth to our nation are the ideas that our nation is resistant to right now, and we should talk about that all the time.
In a world where narratives are shaped by corporations and gatekeepers, independent voices matter more than ever. Badlands Media brings together citizen journalists, researchers, and independent thinkers.
The truth is triggering.
Question the narrative. Explore the facts.
It's authenticity, courage, resilience.
Search for the truth others won't.
It's not about being first or being right.
The information war is changing.
It's about being authentic.
Embrace the friction.
Embrace the friction.
Shut the up.
Authentically antagonizing. Join the movement.
I'm going to say how I feel.
Follow Badlands Media.
This is about the future.
The Badlands. What are the Badlands? Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you. I'm not shocked. I pissed people off again this week. Yeah, about the gas prices primarily because the administration's like, gas $1.80 in Iowa. Like, bro, it's $3.74 here. I'm in Iowa and we have the lowest gas. Like, our county gets hit first usually when the gas starts coming down or going up. So it's like, so I posted about it and I was like, you can't claim victory on a problem that you created. And fucking A. Johnson, good Lord. Well, I thought the Democratic Party, I thought they had bots, right? Big pharma, anti-mask. I thought they had bots, but their bots are fucking nothing. They are nothing compared to this. It is out fucking outrageous. the amount of people, bots, real people. Some of them were real people, I think. They had real profiles. I always get kind of leery because I don't see them in any other post that I ever make unless it's about shit like this. And they were like, you don't understand how gas works. I understand how gas works, John. Okay. Kind of. I understand that if they wanted to, they would. I understand that I've paid $200 more a month in gas for the last 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, right? Roughly. And I'm not going to get that money back. And if you think I'm going to stand here and be fucking grateful to the government of all fucking people, okay, because my gas came down 10 fucking cents, not $1.30. No, it came down 10 fucking cents. Well, you can eat the biggest bag of dicks that I can pull up out of my pocket. Because what are you even talking about? Every week, not every week, because I haven't dipped into this in a minute. Every now and again, when I post shit like this, when I'm like, hey, like if this was Joe Biden, like we would be pissed, right? We were pissed. We spent the entire Joe Biden presidency bitching about gas and Ukraine, right? But now we can't. Now we should be grateful. Now we should show gratitude. And every time something like this happens, it brings me back to the dead internet theory because, like I said, I don't see these people on any other post. They don't comment anything. A lot of them will comment the same shit. A lot of them are unrealistically upset with what I have to say. Even like if my video is not like combative, even if it's pretty neutral across the board, which has happened, they're like unnecessarily angry. Like, tell me you're trying to spin a narrative in my comments without telling me you're trying to spin a narrative in my comments. The name calling, the trigger word using, the doomer. You're such a doomer. You just hate Trump. How much are you getting paid? Not a fucking enough, apparently. And not fucking anything now. Since we've switched, I ain't getting paid shit. And you know what? That's okay. Because I sleep okay. I sleep much better knowing that I'm out here showing you guys how to make French fucking dips. Oh, and how to buy beef in bulk so you can save a little money at the grocery store, knowing that I'm actually doing something that's worth something. Okay? Them bitching back and forth in my comment section with some fucking idiot or person who's not real. I don't know. It's hard to tell anymore. It's hard to tell anymore. But I posted it across the board. Ironically, Facebook was the one that it was most accepted, which I found interesting. X was the one where it was least. The amount of comments that I got, and I just blocked. I'm like with the dog profiles and shit, I just blocked it because like you're following me. I get followed. I think my analytics say like 3% of my followers are bots, which is like 30,000 people or something like that. That's a lot. And they just come out when I start to talk about this, and they're just like, it's only been 2 years. Do you know how long it takes to drain the swamp? If they wanted to, they fucking would. Prices are going to fucking tank the closer we get to November. I guarantee it. Because it's election season. Because the GOP wants you to get out there and vote. Not because your fucking vote matters, but because they harvest your energy. They suck it right out of you. So instead of going out there and spending the day praising God or spending the day kneeling in a pew at church, if you go to church, okay, you're out there casting your vote, hoping that some fucking politician's going to save you. It's an energy harvesting ritual, just like Hollywood, just like the music industry, just like any of it. The campaigning, the voting, the politics, it's all harvesting your energy. And every time I start to fucking fall back into it and start arguing with numbnuts in my fucking comments, I can feel that shit drain me. That's what it is. It's a game. And as soon as you stop playing, then the game ends. Because it takes 2 players to play. Facebook is for old people. Well, maybe, but the old people got it faster than fucking people on X did. So I pissed some people off, and they made themselves very, very known. And they made it very known. And I blocked them. And I don't know if they were real or not, but like, come on, I don't know. I can't shake. And I know some of these people exist too, because some of them live here. Like they're still out here just, well, Trump got the Strait of Hormuz open. No, why did they shut it in the first place? As soon as I ask that question, they don't want to talk anymore. Right? As soon as I say, well, how come it was shut in the first place? And then it becomes, well, we can't let Iran have nuclear weapons. It's been 27 years. Oh my fucking God. You know who else has nuclear weapons? Israel. And we're not even allowed to know where they are. How many? We're not allowed to know anything about it. But you don't want to talk about that either, do you? You only want to talk about the sand people. Them bad sand people. I can't have those conversations. Some people, they're going to fight tooth and nail for this system. And boy, I just got to let them go. I got to let it go. But it's so annoying to see it posting. Nancy, I mean, anytime any of these politicians post, it's like the gaslighting is unfucking believable. It's unbelievable. It's the lying, and it's from both sides. It's just more prominent in the GOP right now because they're the ones in power. Did we ever get caps on them credit cards? Because we haven't seen it. And we pay ours off every month, but we haven't seen any. No letters, nothing. I sure got my IRS letter, though. Make sure you pay us. Maybe. We paid our tax guy $300 to get my fucking IRS bill under $500 because it was like $8,000. I was like, bro, what can we do? He's like, oh, we'll fix it. Luckily, we bought a bunch of shit that I made content on that helped. I can write off. Are nukes even real? I don't think they are. I don't. I think it's just this like war, like weapons of mass destruction. I think no, I don't think so. Then fucking nuke us. I'm so tired of the fucking fear porn. Well, Iran is days away from building and fucking build it. Fucking build it. Send it over. Do it. Fucking do it. They won't. Ugh. Anyway, so that's what happened. And then I made French dips. I posted the recipe in the subscribers tab on X, the subscribers tab across the board. I've got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X. Like if you're a paid subscriber on any of the fucking platforms, you got the recipe. I didn't get a video made. I was going to try, but today's been kind of weird. So I didn't get a video made, but they're pretty good. And they weren't great. It was okay. I think I've made better. I think the Italian grinder sandwiches are better. Like the oppressed. I'm not gonna argue with you. I made French dips. Whatever. Fucking whatever. Believe what you want. It's fine. It's totally fine. In fact, let's kick it off. I got some videos to watch. I got one that talks about almost this exact thing on how we stay so divided. And it's a really interesting video. I actually caught it just right before I started the live. And here it is.
I'm not trying to be political, but I think I have new perspective into how our country got so divided. So last night, my mom and I were on a hike and we ran into this black bear. And I was mostly joking, but was saying, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I want to touch it. I want to hug it. It's adorable. And she was saying, you cannot do that. Bears are dangerous. You need to keep a safe distance. And we went back and forth like that for about 30 minutes. That evening, I'm laying in bed and I'm on my phone scrolling. And my algorithm is filled with videos of adorable black bears and people hugging black bears and cute facts about black bears. She is on the other side of the bed scrolling, and her phone and algorithm are filled with videos of people getting mauled by bears. So cut to today, and the topic of a bear comes up again, and she is saying bears are dangerous, but she actually has even more evidence against that fact because her phone has been feeding her information that affirms her perspective. And I, who yesterday was mostly joking about it, have all night been reading and learning about actually how cute and how sweet bears are. And I can feel myself starting to believe that it's actually not that dangerous if I go and touch a bear, which is ridiculous. What initially started as a joke, where we were actually pretty much on the same page, but just communicating about it differently, by today, we were on completely different pages and we both had evidence. So anyways, I'm obviously not going to touch a bear. It's very clear to me that I'm the wrong one in this position, but it did give me new perspective into how we landed up in this situation where it feels like we are all on such opposite sides from each other.
with them algorithms working fucking overtime because your phone listens to you. Your phone, if you talk anything with Grok or Chat GPT, like it forms its opinion of you, and it's just going to continue feeding you things that reaffirm what you already know. And this is the exact same thing that happens with it, right? So if I was on the lefty side of TikTok, I would only get videos from Harry Sisson. I haven't seen Harry Sisson since Joe Biden's days. He's not come across my feed, not fucking once, right? I haven't seen Harry Sisson forever, right? But all the people that are on the left, right? That's all that's going to show up. And all the people that are on the right, right? That's all that's going to show up. And all the people that believe in Q still, okay? That's all they're going to see. Patriots in control. All those fucking accounts. And it's just going to reaffirm what you think you already know. My algorithm's all kinds of fucked right now because it doesn't know what I want to know. Because I don't know what I want to know. Not a lot. Apparently anymore. I'm tired. That's just it. I thought that was super interesting. It just feeds you this constant loop of information that confirms what you already want to believe. And then you just keep butting heads. Keep butting heads. I thought that was super interesting. The next one was about the Miami Mall incident. Do you guys remember this? I feel like we should have gotten more information on this. We never did. Do you remember the Miami Mall incident with the aliens or the interdimensional beings? And they were like, it was a huge riot with a bunch of kids who were lighting off fireworks. And we were all like, I don't think that that's accurate. And they were like, no, it was. And then they took everybody's phones. And then they didn't let anybody talk. They made them all sign NDAs. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this lady brought it back up and it brought it back to my attention. And I was like, yeah, we never really did get a conclusion on that.
One conspiracy that fucks me up more than anything else is the Miami Mall incident. What do you mean? What do you mean that people are claiming that they saw 8 to 10 foot creatures coming out of a portal, yet we don't have a single video? What do you mean that the coordinates of the mall are the exact same as the coordinates to Antarctica, but backwards? What do you mean that there was a citywide call for all available units to dispatch to the mall? And what do you mean that this was the most amount of officers that have ever been on a scene in Miami's history just for some kids rioting with fireworks? What do you mean that an officer saw multiple people just completely frozen with their mouths wide open and blood coming out of their ears with no explanation? What do you mean that there was black helicopters circling the mall and all air traffic was cut off at that very moment? What do you mean that the police took everyone's cell phone and made them delete every video and photo that they had in there? What do you mean that there was multiple counts of seeing these massive figures coming out of portals and glitching, yet those people are nowhere to be found to talk about it again? What do you mean?
She's kind of annoying, but she's got a point. The whole thing was fucking weird. And now we're kind of in the whole like alien disclosure thing. So we got like the grays, and then we got the tall white beings, which are supposedly the good ones. I can't remember what they're called. Then you got the lizard people, and then you got the bug people. And the lizard people and the bug people, those are the malevolent ones, right? The tall white beings, those are like the benevolent ones. Yeah, I think I'm right. And then there's the little grays who are just like curious and like just want to know like what's in our heads and our butts, right? Those are those. So those are like the aliens that we have disclosed so far. Interdimensional beings, aliens, just whatever. Colleen is fighting for her life in the comments on this whole Q thing, and I get it. Colleen, I know all about the bloodlines. Girl, I've been down this rabbit hole in and out sideways for fucking years. Eventually, you're going to go so far down that you're going to come back up and you're going to drink Diet Coke and you're going to believe in Jesus, and that's going to be it. You're just going to live a regular, normal life. Occasionally, you get triggered. I got a little triggered by the whole gas thing. I was like, the fuck is this dumb shit? Like, this is not true. But other than that, we're just living a pretty normal life. And the best that we can in the system that's been built to keep us down. Oh, but good news is, so remember, oh, this is off topic. But yeah, the Nordics. Thank you. The Nordics, the tall ones. The good news is, so there was a data center in my county, not in my county, but the county right next to us, which we're kind of on a border. So it's like, it is right next to me, kind of. And a data center was going to be built. And the people, they all went to the city council and they were like, don't build this. And the city council was like, well, the government already owns it, so we don't really have a say. And they're like, well, fuck. And so then they just put garage sale signs over their no data center signs last week. So when you drive through their town where it used to say no data center, we support no data center, it just says garage sale this way. So anyway, so all that happened, right? But then I guess the county came out and they got together some kind of county commissioners meeting. This was just announced in that county. And they were like, hey, we're going to write a bill that says we can't have any data centers built in our county, period. Like the whole county. And then I guess they all voted unanimously on it. So it doesn't sound like they're going to be getting their data center. So congratulations to the garage sale folks. It's very interesting. I thought that was a really interesting turn because they already own the land. There's already a bunch of freaking like sun thingy catchers on them. I thought they'd sure, but that also means that they'll probably just come over the river and build it in my county, which there's nothing here. So, I mean, I'm here. I'd probably be annoyed. We'd probably sell at that point, I think, even with our 3% interest rate. Maybe I'll get really lucky and they'll want to build it where my house is now. And they'll just buy my house for like 3 times what it's worth. And then I'll just move outside of the country or of the county. Something like that. I know. I thought it was really cool. I was like, dang, I didn't know the county could do that. Apparently your counties do have that power. So if you were struggling with a data center, okay, yes, the city council meeting, sure. Okay. But you're better off going to your county, like your county commissioners meeting or something. Because they can get together and they can do that kind of thing. And they could just put legislation in place. So you start sharing into the abyss and the abyss starts to, yeah, see, you just gotta, yeah. It's just, and a lot of people are there. And a lot of the people that argue with me, they come at me with the same talking points that I used in 2019 that I had just newly learned as well. Right? The 13 families, the Titanic, the Federal Reserve, all that stuff. I just learned all that too. So I was like, oh my God. But it didn't happen. And that's okay. And it's okay. You need to believe it for as long as you need to believe it until you don't. Until you recognize that it's not about that. It's not about changing it. It's about existing within it and living within your purpose. You'll get there. You'll get there. You may or may not have a Diet Coke on your way, but I did. So Diet Coke, Jesus, Bible. And now I've got people who are like, and Jesus probably isn't real. You need to read the Gnostic. Yeah, I'm not reading that. I read my Bible. Jesus is real because I know he's real. Because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've had kids. When they come out, they're all like new. Just looking at them, it's like, it's God. It's just, it's life. Like, I don't know. That's not, somebody else was arguing with me about religion. They're like, that's proper. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about faith. I'm talking about belief. It's interesting to me about the belief thing that if you talk about all the near-death experiences that you've ever watched, people usually run into Jesus at some point or God. Okay. Light, people that have passed, they feel good. They feel, whatever. Or they go to hell. I've seen a couple of those. Those are terrible. But what they have never seen is Muhammad, which I thought was crazy interesting. Or whatever savior that the Jews are still waiting on. Baal, probably. Oh, there he is. My husband's home. So, Diet Coke. It's actually Diet Dr. Pepper. I don't really like Diet Coke. Tastes like, that's too chemical-y for me. But you know what? Give me some of them chemicals. Just give them to me. Fuck it. I don't drink regular Coke unless it's from Mexico, because then I want to rage clean my whole house for 3 days. Give me some of that cocaine-filled shit. Like, don't skimp. In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. Yeah. That's just, I always thought that was, yeah, I know. That's what they say. They also the blue light that's coming off of the phone that you're watching me on has also been shown to cause brain tumors and glioblastomas. So as you're commenting that, just remember that. And if you comment anything like this, just remember that. Okay. You're leaving that comment just opens you up to glioblastoma. I think that's very interesting. Of course it does. So does baking soda and vinegar, but you can still drink it if you want to. I wouldn't. It's gross. I don't care. Don't care. I don't. My water's poison. What the fuck am I supposed to drink then? That's because that's where you get, right? Because we could go back and forth all day. We could go back and forth all day, and there's no solution. There's no solution. And that's where you settle. And you pick and choose your battles. I choose not to bring a shit ton of processed food into our home. Okay? But I still don't make my own cheese for crepe's sake. Okay? I don't grow my own cacao trees in the backyard to make my own chocolate. Okay? I still use chocolate chips. Because there is no solution. You just have to deal with what you got. And then you're like, well, that's all right then. Besides, you know what? Diet Coke helped me. I'm down 25 fucking pounds since April. 25 pounds. I fit into my jeans today. My jeans that I haven't worn since my late 20s. Isn't that wild? I sound like no, you're fine. You're fine. But it's just, I'm just saying, like, do you see the Joker video about trees? No, I don't want to either. Don't send it to me. I don't care. Oh, yeah, no, you got to be careful. Rumble gets kind of touchy sometimes. Yeah, you cannot live in a bubble. I live 2 houses down from a cornfield that gets sprayed with pesticides every other day. I'm going to fucking sit out here, watch the sun come up, and drink my Diet Dr. Pepper. And that's it. Now, do I drink it to an excess? No. But I do drink it to curb a craving because I'm in a calorie deficit, because I wanted to lose some weight. Not because I wanted to look good, not because I wanted to fit my jeans, although that was a really nice thing that happened this morning. I was really excited. Okay? But I want to be able to move. I want to get up off the floor by myself. I'm getting older. I want to live for a while. I want to drink my Diet Coke. My grandma Hazel lived to like 85 years old. She smoked a pack a day. Okay? Drank Diet Coke every day. Okay? And got her hair permed once a week. Chemicals. Can you imagine the chemicals back in the 1990s to get your hair permed? She lived to 80, and 85 would be just fine for me. And she just died one night in her house. She was on her way back from the bathroom to finish watching Jeopardy. And then she felt a little weird, so she sat down on the bed, and then she just fell over and died. And that's how I want to die. And so I'm trying to lose all this excess weight, or a lot of it, most of it. And then when I get down or closer, I'm going to work in some strength training, a shit ton of crazy content. Just some, because I do. I want to retire. Maybe. I don't even know if we'll be able to retire based off the way the government's going. But I want to like do stuff. With my husband when the kids, I want my golden years with our, when our kids are gone. I want to go do stuff. I want to travel. I want to not have to buy 2 seats if we want to fly somewhere. I don't have to, no, but like I really don't want to have to. I don't really want to fly anywhere either. I'd rather just drive. Quitting smoking after will kill you faster than continuing. I did quit smoking patch now, but I do still occasionally enjoy a ciggy, like after a really good meal, or if the weather's really nice, or if I do decide to have a seltzer, which is pretty rare, but occasionally I'll have me a nice little vodka seltzer, and I like to sit on my front porch with a little ciggy and God damn it, that's okay. That's how many rabbit holes I've been down. That's it. Am I drinking Bud Light? Nope. And I never will again. My husband, absolutely. And we used to be Bud Light drinkers, but that one stuck. Like, absolutely not. We ain't trans. Oh, stop. But Bud Light, I heard that they helped like they hosted or funded the UFC fight. They were one of the sponsors for the UFC fight. So, man, how the tables have turned. Bud Light went from yay trannies, chicks with dicks, to we're at the White House for the UFC fight. Super interesting. Pray over everything you can eat and drink poisons. They don't want however you just Oh, I have a video about that. Colleen, I know you're fighting for your life. And that's okay. Listen, I have a video about this exact thing. Kind of. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on. And then we're gonna talk about Crumble Cookie. Okay, hold on. 4 days vacation. Oh, diagnosis 6 step. Okay, here we go. Wait, I'm gonna change the screen too. So it makes sense. Here we go.
Here's one conspiracy theory I truly believe, and I'd love you to argue me as to why I'm incorrect. I am a former hospice nurse with many years from hypnotist, and I will tell you that when a doctor gives you a diagnosis and you begin to subconsciously accept that diagnosis, you will manifest the exact reality you do not want to create. And I saw that all the time with people who would get diagnosed with cancer, and maybe it'd be at stage 2 or 3, but that simple diagnosis with the doctor presenting to them this horrifying information, they started to spiral. And what they did was manifest more of what they didn't want. And what was even more sad was that these doctors would give prognoses and say, you know, in our best clinical judgment, you have 6 months left to live, and then we'd get the referral to hospice. I shit you not, those patients would die right around the date of that 6-month anniversary. So don't tell me that we are not being hypnotized every single day to manifest the shit we don't want. It is called the nocebo effect. So if you are on this page, just know that you can unwire your mind from the fuckery that you have been programmed to believe and restore your body to profound health. I am living proof of that after having spent the last 6 years desperately chasing healing from multiple autoimmune diseases, all kinds of chronic symptoms and things like that. It was truly turning inward and stopping chasing and unprogramming the fear porn that allowed me to actually heal.
Fucking A. Johnson. Have you guys heard that? I've seen like a bunch of videos. Yeah, I've seen like a bunch of videos about that. And I am too. Listen, and I hate to like even put this out here a lot because I don't even like to talk about it. But back in like, let's see, my oldest, it was early 2010. So maybe 2000. No, he was born in 2002. He was 6. So it would have been late 2000s then. Because it was before I met my husband, but he was in elementary, my oldest in elementary school. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Here's what had happened. So I had gone to the ER twice because of blurry vision in my eye, because of vertigo. I was having a lot of problems. The first time I went, they said it was anxiety. They told me they gave me some anxiety meds. They sent me home. The second, when I went back, they said it was like an ocular migraine maybe, and then need to manage my pain better and to just take these ibuprofen and go home. And then finally, the third time I went back and with the same symptoms, okay, within like a 3-day span, I went to a different hospital and a PRN nurse looked at me, not a PRN. She was one of those nurses who's not quite a nurse. She's like a doctor nurse. I can't think what they're called. But she looked at me and she's like, okay, your ocular nerve is really swollen. You need to go see an eye doctor because they thought I had a brain tumor, in which the eye doctor thought the same thing, that it was a brain tumor, sent me to a neurologist who then was like, okay, we think you have multiple sclerosis. You have some plaques on your brain and we need to put you on medicine right now. And that whole diagnosis, that whole thing, okay, because by the time I'd gotten to the neurologist, everything had kind of cleared up and I was fine. Because it was like, couple weeks span, I was fine. And she's like, so then they put me on medicine. I was on medicine for fucking years, fucking like 10 years, right? I wasn't very consistent with it. I wasn't very good with it because back then it was like an injection and the needles would come in the mail and they'd be this fucking big and it was like an interferon and it had to go in your, and I was terrible at it. It'd bleed everywhere. It was awful. So I was not consistent with it at all. And every time I go back, they'd be like, oh, you're stable. Or I can't even see this scar anymore. Oh, this is that, or this is that. And then when COVID had happened, I was on a medication, and it was medication that you took like twice a year. Okay. And when COVID hit, they weren't taking any new patient, or they weren't taking patients because of COVID. And so they were like, okay, well, once a year, you'll be fine. I'm like, well, if I only need it once a year, why am I doing it twice a year? Because it was like $10,000 or $15,000 pop. Now insurance covered a lot of it, but I still had a $6,500 deductible. So we were still paying $6,500 a year for this medication. And so I just called her and I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to come back because the medication, it was causing me all kinds of issues. And that gave me tons of anxiety because it was interferon, like it was IV. And that whole experience was fucking terrible all the time because they could never find a vein. Hey. Well, that's nice of him. Yeah, I don't care. Is your dad home? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Take a phone. Thank you. And I hated the whole fucking thing. It made me feel like shit for a week when it was done. Anyway, so I just quit. I quit going in for everything, right? And I started meditating and I just started to try and like fix my nervous system and heal a bunch of shit. And I went through this whole like experience. And now I'm here. And every now and again it'll come up. But it's like, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it until it's something to worry about. And boy, I haven't had any. I haven't had any issues. I did the deworming thing that I got from Mrs. Rogers Hood. She sent me one of those. It's like a ivermectin, but it's like a whole process that you do. I did one of those. I just kind of clear everything out. And I had an issue. But I noticed that like when you go in for pre-care or whatever to try, so they do all these searches. Like I refuse to do any of that either. Like, no, you are not going to put my boob in that thing. No, you're not going to feel around with it. No, I don't need that test. No, I don't need that test. I just need an antibiotic because I have strep throat and it fucking sucks. I hate it. Right. So, but people, when they get diagnosed, they tend to like, not everybody, but a lot of people, they tend to live in that diagnosis. And then that diagnosis turns into something else. And they're always complaining about it on Facebook or they're always complaining about it to their friends. And maybe they should be able to do that. Right. But what you put out into the world is what you manifest, and what you manifest sticks with you. And so I don't even really talk about it. I just don't. They got a lifetime of pills. Yeah. My mom was a huge hypochondriac. She always had pills for this or that or the other thing. And so that was part of it. It was like, I'm just gonna, unless it is an emergency, like I'm bleeding out or my chest is like, my heart stops. Like I'm just not. And I know like I went for a checkup and she was really nervous because I wouldn't do a mammogram. And I'm like, I'm not. She's like, well, there are so many women in this town that have breast cancer. And I'm like, well, why is that? And she couldn't. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? Somebody's got to know. Something's wrong then. She's not wrong. There's a bunch of women in this town that have breast cancer. A bunch. And we're not a big town. But like, why? Why is it? She's like, I don't know. Somebody knows. Somebody knows something. Maybe they're trying to clear the way so they can build a data set. Like what? No, I'm not going to get a mammogram. I'm not going to go fishing around. No, we're not going to cut anything out. No, the answer is no. And so I found it really interesting, that video, because I think she's 100% right. Now, are there some things? Absolutely. There's some things you can't like fix with your mind. You can't grow a leg back after it's been, cut off. But I think a lot of things you can. I think a lot of things like chronic illness, you can absolutely fix by thinking your way out of it. I absolutely do. Maybe from all those mammograms. That was my first thought. I didn't say it, but why would I go and pay for a mammogram? Then I'm good. There's no obvious anything, nothing wrong. There's no lumps, there's no bumps, there's no pickling. She's like, well, they can be really deep. And I'm like, well, then they're going to stay really deep. I have seen chemo just absolutely destroy people, fucking destroy people before their cancer ever did. The answer is no. I'm good. If we find out I've got breast cancer by the time I'm 52 and I got 6 months to live, well, that's all right. My kids will be old enough to be adults at that point, and my husband will be young enough to move on. It'll be okay. I'm not going to put myself through that. That's dumb, in my opinion. Absolutely not going to do that. This was fun. This was a good chat. What other videos do I got? I don't want to do I have one on Bongino, but I don't know if I want to. Let's talk about Crumble Cookie.
What is Crumble Cookie's motive? Because I just saw the most disturbing thing. I'm going to read it to you. So as you can see down here, Crumble Cookie has come out with drinks, right? They've expanded their line. They're not just doing their cookies, they're doing dirty soda type drinks. And I came across this on IG. It says Crumble needs to be stopped. Their new dirty soda contains 186 grams of sugar, the equivalent of eating 19 Krispy Kreme donuts. This is a metabolic disaster and should be illegal, and I cannot agree more. This is insane. As this person said, please do not drink this. And look, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum, but this is concerning. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Do you guys remember a few years ago when Panera had put out those rechargers and nobody knew how much caffeine was actually in it until it came out later, and people were like, oh yeah, I started having really serious health issues? Literally, this is concerning. Not only that, I did want to see like the breakdown. It says, so it had to be the 32-ounce Crumble dirty soda, and it hits 186 grams of sugar. Also, 840 calories in a single cup. Look, if you don't count calories, I get it. I was there. 840 calories is criminal. People say all the time you shouldn't be drinking your calories, and to that I say, if you have it in your calorie count and you enjoy it and you are trying to make this a lifestyle, by all means do it. But when people say don't drink your calories, this is exactly what they mean, because so many people do not know how many calories are in a beverage. Those fun drinks that you get at Crumble, those fun drinks you get at a coffee shop, those fun drinks you get when you're out and about and you're just a little girly pop just like me. Yeah, I was there. I was there. And it is fun. It is fun to get a drink. But comparing this drink to many other drinks, this is insane. This is crazy. But mostly the sugar. You want to know what is causing health issues? It's things like this. So it goes by the name Crazy Cousin, but going on, it says nearly 5 cans of Coca-Cola, or eating 40 Oreos, or the 19 Krispy Kreme original donuts, all in one sitting. That's important. It's not talking about like, oh, in a course of a day, you've had 5 Coca-Colas. We're talking about one sitting. We're talking about 19 Krispy Kreme donuts in one sitting, 40 Oreos in one sitting. I'd be tempted to say some people are going to fight that. Some people are going to fight the Oreos, but the other ones, I think it's really like, this is just insane. It's a crazy. And also, just like, because I guess I'm educating you all now, it says the American Health Association recommends a daily added sugar limit of 25 grams for women and 36 grams for men. The single beverage packs roughly 5 to 7 days of added sugar. Moving into
So the dirty sodas are like regular soda, but they put like the coffee syrup and stuff. They put syrups in them. Is essentially what they are. We got $10 from NC Cheney. Support your podcasters because we try. We do try. We definitely do try. That's fucking nuts. It is wild to me that something like that is legal, but like smoking pot isn't. Or wasn't for a long time. That is so much. I can only eat like one Krispy Kreme before my stomach. Like I get like acid buildup if I eat anything like with that much sugar in it. With a Krispy Kreme donut, I don't know. Yeah, don't drink it. That's so bad for you. That is so bad for you. Like 800 and some, that's a meal and a half. So I'm on a deficit of 1370, and I usually round anywhere from 1250 to 1300 a day, give or take, like the phases of my cycle that I'm in. And that would just, and then they're only like this big. They're only like the size of a Coke can. Blech. Oh my, I couldn't have fucking fathomed. I told my kids absolutely not. We don't even have a Crumble cookie. Like, I'm like, don't even worry about it. We went to Crumble cookie one time and the cookies were stale and the frosting was hard and it wasn't good. And we've never been back. So, no, we don't do, I do Oreos at Christmas time because I make like Oreo truffles. I'll do Oreos. We don't. I wish we did. I could smoke a little every now and again. It's fine though. Fine. Drink half a quart. Yeah, I couldn't. You want to talk about like legit poison? Like that'll kill you. I think probably faster than anything else that you do. I've also been somehow I got like I downloaded one mukbang video to share on X, and now I'm on like mukbang TikTok. And so all I see a lot of mukbangs now, and that's people that they purchase enormous amounts of foods. Crumble Cookie absolutely exploits this to the nth degree. They hire these influencers to buy all of their weekly lineups, and then they sit in their car and they eat them, and it's fucking gross. But you know what it does do is it scratches the itch for me. Like, because at night I sometimes want a little treaty. I like little treaties at night, but I can't because I'm usually out of calories by that time. And so I'm like, well, so I'll catch a mukbang and I will let them binge for me. Like, go nuts. Go nuts, you beautiful bald lady with your delicious desserts from Hollywood. And it just kind of scratches that itch. And then I just move on. I'm like, all right, that's good. Oh, is that? Oh my God. That's 4 cups and a 32 ounce. Bleh, I could not. Instead, you can let someone like Michael Bloomberg outlaw what you drink in New York City. Crumble Cookie, they used to be really good. Like when they first came out, it was privately owned. And it was really good. And then she got huge and she ended up selling it off to some corporate, and now it's trash. Essentially, like everything else that gets sold to corporate. First it's the Tide Pods, then it's Crumble Cookie. I know I have my generation to blame for the fucking Tide Pod locks on my Tide Pod bags. That makes me so fucking mad. Every time I have to open one, I think you little bastards. Because I wouldn't have to fucking do this if you weren't eating them. You weirdos. You fucking weirdos. Golly. Okay. Yeah, it does. It makes you lose your appetite. It's perfect to watch at night when I'm like, I kind of want a sweet treaty. Like, I just want a little something. Like a little chocolate. But no, I watch one of those. I'm like, all right, I'm set. There's a James something or other on TikTok, and he is like legitimately weighs probably 800 pounds. And that's his whole stick is mukbangs. And he eats like, he bought $80 of Raising Cane's one night, I guess, and just sat and ate the whole fucking thing. He got the big cup of the sauce and just dunked like, I get the Raising Cane's regular meal, and a lot of times I can only do half before I'm like, I'm tapped. I don't understand it. I don't understand. But then we turn around and we blame the government for everybody being unhealthy, and we blame the pesticides for everybody being unhealthy, and we blame the poisons in our food and in our air and maybe, yes, that's some of it, right? But we got an entire group of people out here who glorify being 800 pounds and then coming on the internet and just shoving food in their face. And people support it, and they glorify them, and they put them on these, like, we have a societal problem as well. It is a government issue, sure. It is absolutely poisons, absolutely. But there is a large problem with people and their inability to show restraint. Food is an addiction, and it's not being treated as an addiction. It's being glorified with the body positivity movements, which luckily I kind of see getting turned around. That was always a bad news bears. Like when I was growing up, I grew up in the year of like Abercrombie Fitch, where everybody was 78 pounds. Not ideal when you're a bigger girl, right? You're like, fuck, I'll never fit in Abercrombie jeans. Even now, I'll never fit in Abercrombie jeans, probably. Okay, but then it's like we swung way the other way. Now we're glorifying morbidly obese people. It's like, well, that didn't work out. And now it's Ozempic. So we're kind of coming right back around. People are like, oh my God, everybody's doing Ozempic. And I'm like, well, yeah. Yeah, and they get paid for it. Yes, they get paid. They get millions and millions of views. And they get brand deals, and they get their food for free. Crumble Cookie is the absolute worst at this. Every other video that I see of a mukbang is Crumble fucking Cookie. They give free boxes of cookies to these influencers so that they'll go make a video of them. And they're all just fucking disgusting. Oh, I loved Tab. Aw, yeah. Remember Surge? That's what that dirty soda reminded me of. Do you guys remember Surge? They couldn't even, I don't even think they make Surge anymore because it was so fucking terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like, how are we allowing Crumble Cookie to come out with this drink, but we took Surge off the fucking table? Golly. What else do I got? I got some funny videos. We should watch some of those. Oh, here we go. I'll burn your house down.
Because I'm having a good time, having a good time. The shooting star leaping through the sky.
Fuck yeah, Jeffrey. I've always hated that. Because I have boys. I have all boys. I'm not a boy mom. I'm not in love with my boys. I think that's fucking weird. But like, if my kid comes home and says that his little girlfriend's father threatened to pull a fucking shotgun on him, like, the first place I'm going to go is that dude's house. And I will burn it fucking to the goddamn ground. Absolutely not. Oh my God. Did someone just go? Jolt. Oh my God. I remember Jolt Cola. Oh, bleh. But yeah, you don't threaten my kids with a gun. I don't give a fuck. My kids ain't gonna touch and hurt your daughter. I taught them better than that. But like, don't be sitting there cleaning your gun. Like, who are you, Jethro? Don't make me roll up to your stupid fucking shack of a house. Because I'll burn that son of a bitch down with everyone you love in it. And I won't feel bad about it. Not even a little bit. Crumble Cookie kids cereal. Oh yeah, kids cereal is terrible. My kids, if they want cereal, they have to buy it themselves now. They get an allowance every week, like $25. So like, my middle kid bought some cereal. He bought Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And he can eat it, but I'm not buying it for him. No. Don't fight. If you're gonna sit there with a gun and you're gonna use it in an intimidating way, intentionally, the next person's gonna be at your house is me. Because I wouldn't do that to your daughter. Oh, and I easily could. I wouldn't do that to her though. We're not gonna do that. Nope. We're better than that. We've grown. That's some Gen X shit, I guess. No, absolutely not. I'll go Gen X girl on you and I'll burn your fucking shit to the goddamn ground. Boosh. What's next? Oh, a mass revival. You guys want to talk about God?
If we had a mass revival where Christ entered every home and every person's heart, what do you think the world would look like from a macro level?
I think the prophet Micah answers your question in Micah 6:8 when he writes, "What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." So if people really came to faith in Christ, we would see an increase in justice, in mercy, and in humility. Well, what's that going to look like practically? It's going to look like no more single-parent homes. People are going to stop divorcing. They're going to learn to forgive each other and be committed to each other till death parts us. It looks like we're going to need less cybersecurity, less police, because we're going to have people who have integrity, who do what is just and right, and who don't buy into bending the rules in order to make more.
I said this to my kids the other day. My kid had another kid over, a friend, and we were kind of talking about just everything going on. His dad, his friend's dad is really into the government and politics and stuff. So the kid's pretty well versed in shit. And he knows that's kind of what we talk about a little bit here. And so, and they're Catholic. They go to the Catholic church here in town. And he's like, man, the world's just so messed up and blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah. I said, but you can kind of see where people are starting to kind of come around, more people are going to church, more people are, doing their thing. And then I said, now imagine for a second, like if we remove politicians, what's the fastest way to get rid of a politician is to bring Jesus Christ in everybody's home. Because if everybody, even just in the US, right? If everybody turned back to Jesus Christ, if everybody accepted him into his home and his teachings and all of the stuff, if everybody did it, we wouldn't even need politicians. We wouldn't, everything would be, everybody'd be peaceful. They wouldn't act all fucking crazy. They wouldn't stab kids at track meets. God, that story was fucking nuts. No, that ain't going to be him. It's a Christ consciousness thing. That's how we got started on the conversation, because he was like, I think Jesus is going to come back. And I said, I think he's already here. I think this is a Christ consciousness thing. And we had a big long conversation. It was very interesting. Very interesting. But no, like the Carmelo Anthony thing, that was fucking weird. That whole thing, like his parents hit their kid up the fucking river because he could have. Did you guys hear about that? So I guess the kid that stabbed the other kid, he could have taken a deal and gotten like 6 years. It was on the table. And the parents were like, no, we want to go to trial. And so he got like 35 years because they wanted to keep making money in their GoFundMe. And then they spent it all. And so now the kid doesn't have any money for an appeals lawyer or commissary or anything. Talk about shit, fucking parents. Holy cannoli. That was bad. That whole thing is bad. And they're still pushing their GoFundMe for their own safety. It's like, bro, no matter how bad of a parent I think I'm doing, like, I'm not that fucking bad. And then she was screaming into the camera. She's like, it's because he's black. And it's like, no, it's because you stabbed somebody. And then somebody went and pissed on Austin Metcalf's grave. Like, we're tired. Like, don't act like that. That's not how a civilized civilization acts. You fucking weirdos. Like, ugh, goodness. They won't. They're too indoctrinated into their rules. But I'm just saying, could you imagine, like, we wouldn't need any of it. Be very interesting. I wish it would be like that, but it's not. And that's okay because you can just do it individually on your own. What else do I got? Oh, you want another funny video? I love this. I love buffalo. I think they're so neat. He brought a knife to attack. I know, but God, you just can't. Parents bought a house and Cadillac. Yeah, it was, no matter how bad of a mom I feel like in the moment, like, I'll never be that fucking bad. That was, I am too. I'm just tired of it, period. And I've got friends like on Facebook that are just like, you don't know what it's like to be black. As you sit in your $600,000 house. Like, fucking spare me your outrage, for Christ's sakes. Gosh. It was a bison. I think they're so neat. We got to go to Black Hills in a few weeks. And I hope to see the bison. We're going to do like the loop, the wildlife loop, and I hope to see buffalo burger. And we're going to have buffalo burgers when we get there too. It's going to be so good. All nations will see the glory. I know, but if it comes in a hologram in the sky, Colleen, it's not true. Okay, I'm going to come back. I'm going to go. If that happens, I'm going to go live. I'm going to be like, listen, we've talked about this. Okay, the hologram in the sky, it's not really Jesus. Don't go to the light. Okay, don't give the government more money. Like, we're just going to wait. We're going to wait. Yeah, it's just so stupid. And you can't win an argument. Be like, I don't even see color. Well, that's what racist people say. And it's like, all right, well, you know what? Fine. Fucking whatever. I'm going to go home. I don't care. What do I got left? I got 2 minutes left. We could end with the humiliation ritual of 2013.
You went through a humiliation ritual in 2023 and you tried to be mean and heartless afterwards, but deep down, that's not who you are. Now you just stay in the house because you can't be playing these games that other people are playing out here. And first, we need to dub that year something, because that year had not just one betrayal, not just two, but you had a series of betrayals and humiliation rituals that year that ultimately changed who you are as a person. After it had happened, you had the mindset of, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. And that lasted a total of 5 minutes for yourself, because as soon as you tried playing the game that these other people were playing, you were like, man, this feels weird. This feels horrible. So you couldn't do it at all. And then you thought to yourself that, how are there other people that are out here doing these sadistic games and feeling happy about it, not thinking twice. You have decided in the most humble way possible that these Hunger Games is not for you. You can't be mean and heartless because you actually have a conscience and you actually have a soul. So now you are a hermit staying inside your house. You might peek your head out every now and then to see what the climate is like and get reminded why you stay in the house. But ultimately, you like this new life.
I do stay in my house a lot. I don't go a lot of places. I don't argue politics anymore. It wasn't 2020. It might have been 2023 when we started. It was definitely 2024 or 5 for sure. I don't know what happened in 2023, but 24, 25, it was like, boy, I don't like this anymore. And then we just kind of kept pushing and kept going and kept believing. And then it just kept getting worse and worse. And I was like, well, I don't know. Oh, I got an alarm going off. And I was like, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I know Colleen, she's still in here. You're worried about the true followers of Christ not knowing if it's a hologram. I am. Have you been on Facebook? They can't even tell what's AI and what's not. So yeah, a little bit. Plus, I feel like people use Christianity and their religious beliefs in order to justify being better than other people. I see way more of that. So I don't know if they're true followers of Christ or if they're just pretending to be accepted. Kind of a weird thing. It's kind of why I avoid churches as much as I can. I did go on Easter and I did learn something. I thought that was really neat, but I don't go a lot of places because people, I don't know how to drive anymore. It is. I like my house. I like my house. Yeah, if you haven't liked the live, if you could take 5 seconds to go like the live, I'd appreciate it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We already had 5 dislikes, I guess, when we started because we pissed some people off this week. And it's like, well, I can't come out here and lie to you, and I won't do that. You want me to placate you? You want me to pull out my inner Benny Johnson? Breaking. This is so great. Everybody has TDS. What are you going to say to them TDS people now? Yeah. And be like, I didn't want my gas to go up 6 months ago. That's what I'm going to fucking say. Brother. Oh, were you kicked off? I was too. Twice. I got a new account, though, on Facebook. It's just as Shipwreck Show. It's doing all right now. My TikTok account's about to get fucking tanked. About to get tanked. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. Haters gonna hate. I just don't. I don't understand why it was so widely accepted for me to come out for 4 years and make videos about Joe Biden and all the decisions that the Democrats were making. And now we're here in 2026. The GOP is in charge and Trump is the president. And I'm seeing a lot of these same fucking decisions being made that are not beneficial to the American people. And I'm calling it out. And people are like, you just need to be more patient. What's wrong with you? Something changed. Like, I didn't fucking change anything. Apparently you did, though. Like, I don't understand. And I can't find anything to help me understand either. I just can't. We'll see. There are retards in every demographic. It's just, and it's disappointing because now I'm trying to find out which way I'm going to go and how I'm going to do this and try and figure all that out. And I know there's a lot of content creators who are in the exact same boat as I am. A lot of them that you follow too, that you probably don't even know are struggling with this because they're still trying to post like they regularly do, but they're feeling disengaged and disappointed. So, all right, I'm going to go. You guys, I love your faces. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Keep her moving. Take it easy. Tell your mom I says hi. And watch out for deer. Bye, guys.
Tonight we're making one. Today for only.
If you need a break from the politics, please consider subscribing to our Substack or subscribing to our ex-subscribers. Just good food, good friends, and good times. We'll see you later. Thanks, friends.